Hi, I'm here to show you how to put together this particular stand. I got it on Amazon. I guess you say that Neewer or Neewer, not 100% sure. But this is the big stand that has the sandbag on it. But it's still the same on the top. The light softbox is still the same. So let me put that aside there. Don't need that for right now. So what we have are three parts. We have our light bulbs over here in these white boxes. We'll get to those in a bit. Obviously we have the light. Here's the mount. Straighten that out. I'm gonna do a little prep work on this. I've already done it a couple of times. Mine came with 3. So let me go ahead and take this screw off here on the back that attaches to this guy on the top. Again, we don't need it right now. So let's take that out. Today, tomorrow, 2,000 years later. Anyway, all right. So here we are. Go ahead and lock that back in. So this is our light piece, and then this is our softbox. So two parts that are in here. One would be these poles. We'll get to those in a second. And the other is, well, here's the bag. We don't need that anymore. And we've got the softbox, which we'll get to a minute here. We've got these poles. And so there's 4 of them. So there's 2 sides. There's a metal side and a plastic side here. So the metal side is actually going to go into these holes here on the light, like this, and in the box. And depending on the orientation, you can, like if you want a longer and whatever, but you'll see it here in a second, or even a diamond. Not 100% sure why you want a diamond, but then again, I'm not very good at photography. This is my very first light kit. 4 of those. In this bag, we have the diffusers. There's a hotspot diffuser in the middle, and that's this little guy with this little elastic. And then we've got the main one. And again, we'll go over these 2 pieces later at the end. But that's that. So let's put these aside, and we'll get on to this part right here. Okay, so we are here with the softbox, and I want to preface that this sucks. Whoever designed this has never been on a camping trip, has never put up a pop-up tent. I have no idea what they were thinking, because this is terrible. But we're going to get through it. And oh, by the way, 0 instructions came in the giant box that this entire set came through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the light and the cable and all that, and we're going to put it through the back hole, right? So go ahead and do that, get it out of our way. And then we need the bottom piece, and then we need the back. So basically just kind of pull it up and over. It is not going to stay in place, so you can fight with this all day long if you want. Just save your energy, because you're going to need it in a minute. So I want mine more wider than taller, so I'm going to position mine in this versus this orientation in the light. And just make sure, because I had to do this before, at the bottom, the mount where that's going to go into, make sure that is where you want it to be, because otherwise you're going to have to do what I'm about to show you again, and it's not a ton of fun. And again, these people have never been camping in their life. So once you've got it set up in an orientation roughly what you want it to be, and you get it unstuck from everything, so you're going to take again the silver end, which is going to go in the light, and put it on the corner. So, and then that's going to correspond with this guy right here. And what this guy is a tiny little pocket that you're going to shove this into. If you can kind of see that, it's hard to see. Maybe with a little whatever. Is that better? You can't even see, I'm a retard. Okay. So this end is going to go into this little pocket up here. And there's 4 of them. Hence 4 poles. So first one's very easy because there's no pressure on the inside. And I wish I could show you better. But this is going to pop out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this, making sure that the bottom mount stays towards over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm coming across. So I put this one in bottom left, and now I'm going to put in the top right. And always remember, you got to put the metal in. I guess they did put a little thought into the into that. This plastic side is actually fatter, so it won't go into the light portion, but it's pretty easy to remember. So find the corresponding hole in the side of the lamp, which is going to be directly across from that one, or relative. And then we're going to try to get it into this top hole. Now this one sucks, so we're going to be fighting with this one a little bit. So pull a little of our slack into the light box, and then we got to try to get this sucker stretched and bent slightly and into that hole. So I don't know if you can see in there or not, but this top one is bent. But we're going to fix that here in a second. And you see the bottom is bent. We're just going to turn the light a little bit right now. And you'll see that they straightened up across. Now we're going to do the cross members there. With the other two, and again, metal part on the inside. We're going to do this side here. And I went ahead and checked while I snuck a peek to the back here, just to make sure that my orientation of this was correct and pointing down towards what's going to end up being the bottom of this rectangle. Because like I said, this is no fun, and if you do it wrong, you have to take all these little pulls out and do it again. So we find the hole, put it in flat, stretch this out a little bit. Now this we're gonna have to bend these a little bit and then somehow figure out to get it in this stupid little pocket. So there we go. So what they need to do is take those little Chinese guys that put this together. Nothing wrong about Chinese people, of course, but I'm fairly confident that this is where this kit came from. And they need to go on camping trips, because if they did so, they wouldn't make this stupid softbox. So as you can see, now we have all 3 of these in, or maybe you can't see that one, and that one down there. Now we're just going to do this one here, and then we'll move on to the hotspot diffuser. All right, or what I'm calling the hotspot diffuser. Okay, so this one's kind of a tough one because there's no more slack anywhere to whatever, and you can see, or maybe you can't see, but this sticks up or out pretty far from this corner. So I'm going to have to bend it again and get it into this little pocket. So bear with me if it goes off camera or you can't see. I'd rather get it done then. So here we go. Get in that pocket. Okay. All right. So now we have everybody happy and situated. This is what it's going to look like on the inside. Now we're going to move to the lights. So we're going to take these lights out of the styrofoam here. Again, I'm not a huge fan of styrofoam, but I know it kept everything safe. But it reminds me of the story about the Omaha steaks I got in the mail. And I didn't actually get steaks. I got hamburger meat and some fries. And why do you care about my order? Anyway, it came in this massive styrofoam cooler with dry ice and all this, and yeah, it was super frozen and it was great. But now I'm left with the conundrum of what do I do with this giant styrofoam cooler? Obviously this is not giant, but look at these little pieces. Anyway, all right, so I'm going to kind of fast forward through this and move on because you don't really care about light bulb installation. But I wanted you to see what that was ultimately going to look like. Okay, so you see now we have the 4 lights installed here. It wasn't all that difficult. If you probably watched the speed up there, I cleaning up those little styrofoam pieces that stick to you for from static cleaning, or static electricity. So, all right, so we're going to take care of the hot spot diffuser. Again, this little weird looking bib thing. That's what these Velcro pieces are there. So they're pretty easy to install. Just kind of lay it on there. Not rocket science here. Okay, so now you can see that effectively covers the 1, 2, 3, and 4 bulbs. It gets rid of the hot spot. So then we're going to move on to the just a simple primary diffuser here. And again, it's got these little pockets that basically go over the edge, and then on the outside there's Velcro, and then on here there's Velcro. Pretty easy. Here we go. So corner, kind of like making a bed, if you will. If beds were this easy, that'd be great. And probably everybody would make their bed. Okay, so those are on. Go ahead and just push the Velcro on. Make sure they're around the edges. And so this is kind of what the whole light looks like from there. As you can see there. Pretty easy, pretty light. I mean, obviously the light bulbs give it some weight. The rest of it's pretty light. We can put it on a stand, but we don't really care. But I am going to, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put it on a stand for you. So this is the stand. Pretty simple operation. Just pull these out. That'll pull this down. Kind of loosen this up a little bit, or this guy right here. And that'll allow those legs to come down and out. Now this particular one comes with a boom. We're not going to install that for this particular video. But we want to lock those in place. We'll go ahead and put that down. And for the video's sake, we're going to pull this up. Just so everybody can see. Actually, no, we're not. Alright, so pretty easy. It's got a little cutout right here where that's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and put the piece back on that we took off earlier. Just barely screw it in so it stays. Don't need to do anything crazy. Put it on top of the stand like this. Tighten that in, get a little pressure. And voila, you're finished. Pretty easy. That's that. I'm hoping they work. I did get a set of lights just like this one where there were 4 bulbs in it. There are 2 on-off switches on the back. I don't know if I showed that or not, but basically you can control the left 2 and the right 2 lights. I've already gotten one of these boxes where the left didn't work but the right worked perfectly. So I guess I have to call them and figure out what they're going to send me. And yay me, I get to redo the softbox. So good thing I know how to do it. So anyway, if you have any questions, I guess contact the company because I'm just doing this to help you out. So have a good day.